We seek veterans. We want veterans to work. What better to help a veteran than a veteran?
I really wish that I would have known about it sooner.
I think I would still be unemployed had I not been introduced to that program.
Apply. Find out your eligibility. Work with a counselor. They can help you find the right job for you.
Hello and welcome. Are you ready to map out your future? VA's Vocational Rehabilitation and Employment Program, or VR&E, can help you to do just that by achieving your employment goals. Active duty service members and veterans with service-connected disabilities and barriers to employment can find personalized support and the resources and guidance needed to achieve their goals for successful rehabilitation and employment. Now, over the years, you've probably heard VR&E referred to by different names, such as the Chapter 31 program, Voc Rehab, and the Vet Success program. Let me tell you, this VA program works and has a proven reputation for giving you the tools needed to find and maintain suitable employment. VR&E can also help if you can't currently consider employment because of the severity of your disabilities. And you won't be alone. We're going to show you how the program and staff will support you every step of the way as you pursue your vocational and career goals. Joining me to talk more about the program is Eric Martinez. Welcome.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here.
So Eric, what happens after a veteran completes an application for VR&E benefits?
MJ, to give you a better idea, let me show you what we might call the VR&E map to employment. After submitting an application, an individual is scheduled for an orientation and entitlement appointment, to find out more about the program and to meet with a vocational rehabilitation counselor, or VRC, to determine entitlement.
So, someone may be eligible to apply for VR&E benefits, but entitlement is not automatic? So if I understand you correctly, a meeting with a professional counselor has to take place first to assess if someone meets the entitlement criteria.
That's correct. The VRC determines if the service-connected disability is creating a barrier to employment, and there is a need for VR&E assistance to prepare for, find, or keep a job. Not all veterans need this type of assistance.
Now, I've heard you mention employment a few times. Is VR&E different from the GI Bill?
Yes, very different. GI Bill is an educational program. VR&E is about helping veterans with service-connected disabilities and barriers to employment to become suitably employed. Although VR&E may assist someone in training, this assistance is only provided if it's needed for employment.
Okay, got it. Makes sense.
If determined entitled and in need of VR&E benefits, the veteran and VRC work together to develop a rehabilitation plan, a so-called roadmap to employment, and that plan could include one of 5 options. VRCs work with veterans to map out the best plan of vocational services out of 5 possible tracks. Out of these 5 rehabilitative tracks, 4 are geared specifically toward employment. For example, if you're trying to return to work with a former employer, VR&E can help with job accommodations and modification, coordination of services with VA healthcare, re-employment rights advice, and consultation with your employer. Or perhaps you have the right skills for a particular job, but you've never written a resume. VR&E provides assistance with job readiness preparation, resume development, job search assistance, and post-employment follow-up. Maybe you have the desire and skills to run your own business and need a flexible or accommodating work environment because of your disabilities. If that's the case, maybe you've considered self-employment. For this track, VR&E may help with developing a business plan and training in small business operations, marketing, and finances. Some veterans may need specialized training or education to find and keep suitable employment. Under the long-term services track, VR&E may approve a plan to enable required training at college, vocational, technical, or business schools. Other employment-focused training may also be considered, including apprenticeships, non-paid work experience, and on-the-job training. Now that you've seen the so-called VR&E roadmap to employment, let me show you how these services have enabled some veterans to successfully trek their way back to the workforce.
I was never selected for any position at all, not even an interview in the 4 years that I'd been applying. I felt that maybe I needed that extra help to get a job. I was working with a program that the VA had introduced me to called Non-Paid Work Experience. And that program provided me an opportunity to work with a federal agency for a stipend. So I had a choice of about 4 different positions after going through the NWPE program. It's not only a good opportunity for the employer, but it's even a better opportunity for you to kind of like look at the place that you might consider working at. And I think that most people who are looking for a position and who want to continue working should at least explore that option.
After one of my deployments, I came home and I got sick. I had Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is a neurological illness where your body attacks your nerve coverings. It's kind of like MS, only it's reversible. So it got pretty bad. I spent 8 weeks in the ICU, and I signed up for services while I was still in San Antonio. And we determined through my family, with my wife had a job offer here in the DC area for the federal government, that we would be moving up here. So working with my employment counselor, we developed a plan to where I would go to school at the George Washington University. Through the Chapter 31 program, they paid for everything. They paid for, they paid for not only the schooling and the books, but they paid for my school supplies that I needed to write notebooks, pens, papers, anything that was related to the schooling. They paid, 100% of. Being a stay-at-home dad at the time, my wife was working, we had 3 kids, I really didn't have the money to pay for that otherwise. So without the VRNE program, I wouldn't be here. Use your resources wisely. As a veteran, you have programs and things that you're eligible for, that you earn through your service, and to take advantage, apply for the services. Use the professionals that are in VRNE, whether it's your vocational rehabilitation counselor, your employment coordinator. They're a resource for you. They're there to help and to work with you, and they love working with veterans.
I don't see a loss anywhere in that. It's a win-win for everybody involved. And I think that most people who are looking for a position and who want to continue working should at least explore that option.
Wow. That is inspiring. So VRNE services really do work to help veterans find employment. Eric, does VRNE also work with employers and offer incentives to hire veterans?
Great question. Yes, they do. In certain individualized cases, both veterans and employers benefit from what's called a special employer incentive. Employers who hire qualified veterans receive salary reimbursements for a percentage of the veteran's salary up to 6 months. This covers things like the cost of instruction or loss of productivity while the veteran is still in training. Special employer incentives can also cover required supplies, tools, and equipment needed to complete the training. Believe it or not, MJ, VA can even help minimize the amount of required paperwork to make it easier for the employer.
So working with VRNE is a win-win all the way around for veterans and employers. Employers get support and in some cases financing. And with these types of incentives, veterans are more likely to find and keep suitable employment.
Yes.
Let's meet some more veterans who also have worked with VRNE to map out successful, personalized paths to employment.
In 2011, all I did was go to school. I got out, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I may have a disability, but I can work, I want to work. I figured I'd just go to school, I'd get my degree, and something would come along. Until a friend of mine who works for the VA provided me with a better path. I knew I wanted to eventually work for the VA and help veterans. It's always been a passion, but I didn't know how to get there. I didn't know what I needed to do, what actual position within the VA I would want to do, or what the VA could provide me if I did get an opportunity to work here. The first thing I did is I sat down with a counselor, and he listened to me and heard where I wanted to be, and we sat down and created a path and a plan, and we executed.
Being a deck seaman gave me an opportunity to be able to look at, kind of like shop around, if you may, at all the other jobs that the Navy kind of had to offer on board a vessel. The tipping point of my naval career, I was taken off the ship because I almost went blind. Had complications with the vision, and so I was medevac back to the United States, and I was pretty much in the medical community is non-deployable. So I separated. I was almost going blind. So I mean, it was just, life was just hitting me from all kinds of angles. You know, I was definitely being challenged at that point in time. Another person that was going through my transition also told me about Voc Rehab. I was paired with a counselor or case manager, and I mean the level of resources that they had for me. I mean, it was like the floodgates open. Just knowing that someone was there, to me, you know, just to vent and speak with them and just kind of, you know, go over what else I needed to do or what else I could be doing to better improve my chances of maintaining my employment or getting some employment. You know, that to me was very reassuring.
People would say, you know, well, you're a 20-year veteran, it shouldn't be too hard. You should be able to get a job just like that. But I was trying, but it was just, it seemed overwhelming at first. And like I could never, you know, I'm doing everything right, but nothing's coming about. They put me into an internship program with the IRS. And then I got hired as a part-time employee. And then within, I think 2 months after that, then I got hired. I got a notice about this employment, which was a full-time job. Think about your ultimate goal. You want a job. This is a stepping stone to get you there, so you have to step through the stone, go through the process to be able to come out of it and benefit from it. Because, I mean, if you just, you know, give up, then you're not going to get anywhere. You'll get there, but it's not an easy road. It's not, you know, you do have to work at it. I'm proof that it does work and that you can get to where you can be happy and be satisfied and, you know, feel some achievement. But a lot of the work is you. The opportunities are there, you just got to go out and grab it.
The word is out there. You have to be wanting to go do it. And if you have the hard work, the dedication, then you'll be able to succeed.
I think for us military folks, most of it, we already have the discipline. You know, we have that stick-to-itism attitude. So I think if we bring that experience, that same work ethic that we have in the military into this program, you'll be a shining star. You know, sky's the limit, and I mean that.
MJ, sometimes it can be harder than you think to get a suitable job. These veterans decided to do something about it by utilizing VR&D benefits to give them the competitive edge and support they needed. You won't believe all the services that VR&D can provide to assist with employment.
Employment services include career readiness prep, resume writing, job search tips, employment resources development, job accommodations, job placement assistance, post-employment follow-up.
Finding a job can be challenging. A counselor can help you with a job search and interviewing skills, so you can learn where to look for jobs, how to dress for success, and how to answer those hard interview questions. With the help of a counselor, you can also learn about other employment resources like the Veterans Employment Center, an online tool that connects veterans and employers. Through VEC, you can browse for jobs and create a resume. VA counselors will also sit down with you one-on-one and provide personalized guidance about VA partnerships with other agencies, including the Department of Labor. Through DOL, you can receive further employment assistance from a disabled Veterans Outreach Program Specialist or a local Veterans Employment Representative who specifically work with veterans for employment. VR&D can also assist you with actually finding a job, and after you get one, they even follow up with you in the first several months to see if you have any post-employment needs. Some veterans just need to identify job accommodations. VR&D can assist with that as well.
So far we met veterans who went back to work or back to school. What about vets who can't immediately return to work because of the severity of their disabilities?
VR&D has services to help them too. It's important for everyone to live as independently as possible.
So the independent living track is for those who may need assistance to lead a more independent life.
Services for the independent living track may include helping in obtaining a volunteer position or connecting with community resources and support services. The goal is to become more independent in the activities of daily living. Also, if you need special accommodations, VA counselors can help in acquiring assistive devices.
As if those services aren't enough, I understand that VR&E is a robust, personalized VA program that also facilitates services to eligible dependents, as well as service members?
Yes, MJ, that's correct. Under Chapter 18, VR&D provides services to eligible dependents born with spina bifida and other congenital disabilities. With the goal of suitable employment, VR&D provides training and other rehabilitative services. Not only that, but VR&D also facilitates the Chapter 35 program, an educational benefit provided to eligible dependents of veterans who have either died, been involuntarily detained, or determined to have a permanent and total service-connected disability.
Well, I had no idea that VR&E had such an important role in serving so many veterans and their dependents.
The VR&D program does all that and more. I bet you didn't know that VR&D has counselors stationed on some military bases to initiate services to severely ill or injured service members who have been determined medically unfit for duty. But wait, there's more. VR&D has Vet Success on campus counselors on nearly 100 college campuses to assist service members, veterans, and eligible dependents. These VA counselors provide a multitude of services to ease the transition to student life. One of the services they provide is Chapter 36 benefits, which are also called educational and vocational counseling.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes.
This VA program sounds so accessible to veterans and service members. It's like they could get help from almost anywhere, from colleges to VA offices to military installations. Well, since it's such a great program and a resource with so much to gain, I'm guessing it's a long process to apply?
No, not at all. It's just a mouse click away on eBenefits, or by mailing, or dropping off an application at the nearest VR&E office.
Wow, that sounds easy. Eric, thank you so much for introducing us to these veterans. We wish them success in their career endeavors.
It was an honor to speak to them, and I hope that those watching learned how to start their own path to employment with help from VR&D.
If you are eligible for VR&E benefits and require services because of an employment handicap, a VA counselor will develop a personalized plan to meet your specific needs. Your VA counselor will help you complete your plan so you can start your career or enjoy a more independent life.
And again, if you want more information, visit us online on eBenefits or find your local VR&E office by calling 1-800-827-1000.
Best of luck to you, whatever path to employment you decide to take. And on behalf of the VA, we also thank you for your service.